Hey, what's up? It's Ivan and this is Fly FM Cares. Now, on the 1st of May, Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin that businesses will be allowed to reopen again, not all of them, only some of them, in what he called the Conditional Movement Control Order. All this will start on May the 4th, and while the Prime Minister did also mention that the global COVID-19 situation is not expected to end anytime soon, the local or the economic situation in the country cannot be allowed to stagnate for any longer. Lots of key issues were addressed on May the 1st, and if you didn't cover every single one of them, well, that's what we're here for. So most businesses will be allowed to resume their activities starting on May the 4th, but with very strict standard operating procedures in place as enforced by the government. Large gatherings though are still prohibited. For example, you're not allowed to go to a cinema, the karaoke, theme parks, bazaars, carnivals and exhibitions for the time being. You can get the full list of businesses and establishments allowed and disallowed from the Majlis Keselamatan Negara's website. So you can go ahead on over right now, and that list will be updated according to trends that are relevant to the COVID-19 virus outbreak. Outdoor sports that do not involve the bodily contact and gathering of large groups of people will be allowed again. For example, golf, jogging, cycling, badminton, and running in groups of not more than 10 people. For the time being though, we would advise you to exercise in the safety of your home, and if you're going out to run, don't do it in groups, alright? Just go alone. It's no big deal. As mentioned before as well, large gatherings and events are for the time being not allowed. So for example, open houses, buka puasa, events, concerts, performances and all formal events for the time being are still prohibited. On top of that, religious activities like parades, Friday prayers and all other assembly activities at mosques, prayer rooms and establishments of worship will remain prohibited. And this one's very important. All schools, colleges and higher learning institutions are to be closed until further notice. As for the businesses and establishments that will be allowed to resume activities, strict standard operating procedures or SOPs will be enforced by the government. For example, that is washing your hands, wearing masks, social distancing, and reporting of any COVID-19 health-related issues to the Ministry of Health. To avoid crowding at the workplace, employees are encouraged to not all return to work at the same time, so flexible working arrangements can be scheduled, and of course, shift for employees to work on alternate days are also advised. It is a priority for employers to take the temperature of all employees coming into the company, and of course advising them to go home or go to the doctor if a high temperature is recorded by any one employee. For the moment, employees in the public sector are advised to continue working from home if their work allows them to be working from home, and the same applies for other employees working in other sectors in the economy. The Prime Minister did also go on to explain how these SOPs will be applied and will be enforced in restaurants and eateries when the list of approved businesses will resume operations. For example, restaurant tables are to be arranged 2 meters apart so that any customers and also employees working within the restaurant can continue to practice safe social distancing. Businesses are also required to place notices on each table to specify the number of customers allowed to be seated on a table, depending on its size, maybe 2 or 3 people at a go. Every employee is required to wear a face mask at all times. It is also compulsory for restaurant owners to keep track of the names, contact numbers, and date of visit of every single customer that comes within the restaurant to ease the tracking of the COVID-19 virus in case of the appearance of another cluster. So you must be wondering, what on earth happens to the 12th of May now? Well, thanks to the Conditional Movement Control Order announced by the Prime Minister, it seems that the 12th of May deadline on the Movement Control Order is ending abruptly, and the 4th of May will be when restrictions will start to ease a little bit and we can go back to a little bit of a semblance of normality here in Malaysia. But that doesn't mean that everything is just back to normal. It's really not. In fact, new rules and regulations will be put in place, who knows, maybe every single day, so we advise you to make sure to stay updated by watching the news and always catching the Prime Minister's address when it does happen. And of course, you can always stay tuned to Fly FM, watch Fly FM Cares. We'll help you out as much as we can. Any questions? Leave them in the comments section below. Until next time, take care of yourselves.
Fly FM, today's hottest music.